grab your cup. I love these chilly mornings, right? It's still really chilly in the early morning, and then it becomes a beautiful warm day. It's the best part of the year. In the fall, it happens again too around here where I live, and I love that. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about a very important part of healing from your past. So healing from relationship patterns that over and over and over have shown up, or ways that you felt stuck and overwhelmed and stressed all the time. An important piece of that is taking responsibility for your part in the story. Not for every part. I'm not saying the whole thing is your fault or your responsibility, but when we take responsibility for our part, that's when we get our power back. You cannot have power in your life, and you cannot create your life differently going forward if you don't take responsibility for where you participated in the story, especially the stories that are painful for you, like the stories where someone cheated on you, or you've been trying so hard over and over and over and you're exhausted and overwhelmed. Stories where, that you have about how things always happen to you. That narrative, that story that creates the context of your life gets created when you're very young, and absolutely it's not our fault when we're young. If you're 3 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, 9 years old, you don't have a lot of responsibility in your life. You don't have the ability to do things differently. You have the environment you were born into. You have the caregiving that you have. And that sets the foundation and the groundwork for how you're going to see your life going forward. But once you're an adult, you do have the ability to see it differently if you choose to. You do have the ability to unwind that narrative, but you have to be willing to take responsibility first. So right now, any place where you are feeling stuck in your life, take a look at your relationships, how they've been going, if you're in one, if you're always in a cycle of relationships, if you have a history on either side of cheating, the other person has cheated or you've cheated. If there's a history of that, look at where you contributed to the story and how it unfolded. Where could you hold responsibility? Again, this is not, I know people are going to comment, victim blaming. No, this is giving you the power to take your life back. Part of what people are so frustrated about is they feel like they don't have power in their life. They feel like life is happening to them. And that will continue to be the case until you start to own your part in it. So owning, where did I stay too long? Where did I see that it wasn't working, but I continued to try to kill myself to make it work, right? Like overextend myself, work super hard, be stressed and overwhelmed. Where in my money have I not been responsible? So money is always an issue. I have so many people who send me comments, or who will put, book an appointment on my calendar to talk. And they'll say, and I have no money, or money is a problem for me, or I can't invest money in myself. And I've had that money story myself as well. I'm very familiar with how that feels. But until you start to be responsible for how you see yourself in your life and how money has occurred for you, and the fact that you can shift your narrative around money. People think money just is what it is. There's just a certain amount of money out there, and I only get what I get. It has everything to do with your narrative about money and what is possible for you, what's available to you. If you're a victim in your life or not, in any way, shape, or form, it will show up in your money story. Maybe you avoid looking at the bank account. Maybe you avoid getting things out of fear, and then you're blocking a flow of money to you. That may be a very foreign conversation for you, but that's really about the energetics behind money. Relationships, money, health. Where have you been responsible for your part in the story? And once you start to get that, you can actually feel your power coming back to you. In the work that I do with my clients, when we're on our calls together as a group or one-on-one, either way, we delve into this a lot. How do we unravel the story and the narrative that's been running throughout our life since as long as we can remember? Because it did start that long ago. So where did that start, and how do we unravel it, and how do we rewire it? Okay? And responsibility is a big thing. So if you're not willing to be responsible for your life, then this kind of work is not for you. But just know you'll always feel like you don't have any power in your life. You don't have any say in how it goes. So that's one important access. If you really want to take your power back, if you want to unravel the story of your life and how it's been going in any area, it really doesn't matter whether it's relationships, money, your personal success, your stress, and your overwhelm. Any of those areas, it's the same process. And I would be happy to speak with you. Myself or a member of my team can get on the phone with you and really look at how is that showing up and what's possible going forward. And if that speaks to you, you know what? Put power in the comments. Put power in the comments, and I'll make sure we reach out to you so that you can shift that whole feeling in your life of being powerless and change what's happening going forward. Okay? If you're ready, put power and we'll reach out. Have a good day.